They say the mountains teach patience, but no one warned me it would start with heat. I came here hoping to slow down, to find stillness, but instead I found myself chasing shade, moving just fast enough to escape the sun. And yet, somewhere between the sweat and the silence, I stopped resisting. I stopped chasing a feeling of the Alps and let the day unfold. Sometimes joy appears in the most unlikely places, in a hike that doesn't feel like the Alps at all. Third day of hiking. Body is not feeling that great. Sun is still out, no clouds in the sky. Probably gonna be pretty hot by the afternoon. But today's hike is shorter, so I hope I can get a proper rest today. Let's go! At the top of Wank, the view was exactly what I imagined when I think of the Alps. Endless mountain ranges stretch out before me, the peaks slightly dusted with snow, like a delicate sprinkle of sugar. The sky was a clear, vibrant blue, creating a perfect contrast to the rugged terrain. It felt as though I had stepped into a postcard, a scene so pristine and grand that it almost seemed unreal. So Wank was the highest point of the day. It's gonna be all downhill from here. I love downhills. Let's go. From that panoramic summit, the route descended back towards Garmisch. I had expected this day of descent to be a gentle one, an easier path that would give my legs a chance to recover after the climbs. But the heat was relentless, and despite the downward slope, my body did not feel lighter. Sweat poured down my back and stung my eyes as I moved forward, each step a little harder than the last. Halfway through the descent, I stopped at a small mountain lodge to rest and grab a cool drink. As I sat there catching my breath, a Chinese saying came to mind, which translates roughly to "a calm mind naturally cools down." It was a simple but powerful reminder that sometimes the warmth we feel is not just from the sun, but from the restlessness within us. I closed my eyes for a moment and tried to calm my thoughts. I let go of the pressure to hurry, to push harder or to beat the heat. Instead, I focused on breathing slowly and feeling the quiet rhythm of the world around me. The soft murmur of the trees, the distant calls of birds, the gentle rustle of the wind. The hotel came with a sauna, and because of the warm weather, I had it entirely to myself. I sat there in the silence, Outside the window, the view of the Bavarian mountains grounded me. There's something about the heat of a sauna, intense, almost suffocating at first, that paradoxically quiets the noise in your head. Despite the warmth, it offers a kind of stillness, a physical meditation where the body softens first, and then mind follows. I spent the rest of the afternoon leaning into that slower pace. It was a toasty night. I felt like my body was still catching up with the heat of the day. But for once I didn't mind. I was learning to slow down, not just in movement but in thought, to let rest be just as much a part of the journey as the hike. Big smile on my face today. Finally feeling a little bit cooler after yesterday's hot night. I don't know if it's because of it's still pretty early in the morning, but I'll take it. Right off the bus, I was greeted by a landscape that instantly spoke to me. A gentle river winding its way through the foreground, framed by a towering mountain in distance. It was exactly the kind of scene I gravitate towards. There was something different about the breeze too, cooler, crisper, carrying with it a sense of quiet promise. I followed the path along the riverbed, soaking it all in, until I reached the small hut that marks the entrance to the Höllentalklamm Valley. Beyond it, the mood shifted. The gorge emerged almost without warning, deep, narrow, and impossibly dramatic. I was swallowed whole by stone and water. Suddenly, it didn't feel like the Alps anymore. It felt like entering a secret world carved out by time. The rushing river echoed off the narrow rock walls, and the air turned damp and cool. The metal walkway clung to the side of the gorge, slick with spray. My shoes were soaked through within minutes, and the floor beneath me felt more like a hazard than a path. But oddly enough, I felt calm. There's a strange serenity that comes with surrendering to the elements. The water, in all its force, seemed to wash something off me. The heaviness of the past few days, the lingering fatigue from the heat. It was like being baptized by the spray, reborn into a steadier version of myself. With my mind at ease, my body followed. The climb no longer felt like a task, but a rhythm, less like effort, more like a dance. Slowly, the narrow gorge gave way to open skies. Waterfalls faded behind me, replaced by the hush of pine and a shimmer of sunlit leaves. Snow-dusted peaks emerged once more on the horizon, like distant promises. I remembered where I was, in the heart of the Alps. By the time I reached the top, I felt light again, as if joy itself had taken over my stride. On the descent, I moved effortlessly, carried by a momentum I didn't question. I wasn't just walking anymore, I was gliding. Back at where we started this morning. In no time I found myself back at the bus stop where I first started, so something within me had shifted. I didn't expect it, but today's hike was my favorite so far. My muscles weren't aching the way they usually did. My body felt light, as if it too had learned to let go. And then finally, the storm came. Wind, rain, and thunder rolling over the valley like a sigh of relief. I was finally at peace. Maybe what I needed wasn't more mountains but a cooler mind, a softer way of being here. I came to the Alps hoping for grandeur, but found quiet joy instead, not in the views but in the stillness between them, in the shade of the woods, in the hush of a sauna, in the rhythm of my own breath. Maybe slow travel isn't just about slowing down, but learning how to listen. And maybe, just maybe, I'm starting to hear it. The Alps aren't rushing me, they never were. They're just waiting for me to arrive.